First sip of coffee on air, baby.
I don't know if we've ever done it this early before.
Oh my God, that hits. I
Doesn't
don't
it
think so.
hit different? Yeah.
I don't think so. So it's what, 8 o'clock? I don't think we have filmed this early.
I kind of like it. It's got like a good vibe to it. I think you're like seeing more of a organic thought process because I just woke up like 20 minutes ago and I'm just like thinking about the day and how are you feeling from last night? Are you sore?
I have to tell you, I am shooketh that I feel normal. So we went to the cycle class last night, and the last time we went to a cycle class was, I want to say years ago in Pasadena, like 2019. And when we left that cycle class, the next day I couldn't move.
Yeah.
Last night, I feel like I went pretty hard. Would you agree? For me?
I was concerned. I almost thought I should text her. Well, because the one we went to Pasadena together, I don't really remember feeling sore after that. I just remember being slightly almost scarred from when I went back when we lived at Vantage Apartments. What year was that?
Soul Cycle. Oh my God.
What year did we live in Vantage?
What was that? 2017 maybe?
Actually, it was 2015 because that was the place where I won the Emmy. I was living there.
Oh.
See, that's how we know our life, because every single year, except the last, like there was like 1 year, 2 years in Pasadena, we lived in the same place, but every other year was a different apartment. So you just think of just anything that happened in the apartment, just one memory, and it instantly puts you in the year.
Yeah, that's so weird.
But yeah, Soul Cycle, for those of you who don't know, it was a big thing in Hollywood, and I want to feel like it was new back then.
Back then, it was a thing. You're
yes.
like, ooh, people are biking with cool music,
and it was like it was like the thing
yeah.
to do. And you essentially have this instructor who's got their little mic on, and they're just shredded, and it's just like, all right, today is Tuesday. Who's gonna put their problems at the door? Who's gonna run through? And they're just jamming, and they're like, you're going like this, like back and forth, and you're sitting up, and you're going back and forth. And I remember I went hard because I was like, I got this. But I was sore for 2 weeks. So fast forward to last night, everybody in the class was going hard, and they were ranking everybody. And I'm competitive, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to be a winner tonight and a loser the next 2 weeks. I am not going to do anything.
Gosh.
So I just literally sat on my bike and just rode as if I was going downhill, like just very soft, got a little sweat going, and I kept looking at you, and you were looking like you were like on a Peloton commercial. I was like, she's going to be so sore, like she's finished, but you're good? How is that physically possible?
Let me paint this picture for y'all. So you might have remembered seeing a reel on Instagram for Corona that I was able to do the campaign with them, but in partnership with them, they wanted everyone to really understand the work hard, play hard balance of life, right? So you work out, obviously that's the Soul Cycle, or it's not Soul Cycle, it's Cycle Bar.
Yeah.
And then, you can enjoy your hard work afterwards with Corona Premier, which is a light beer, low carb, low calorie, 90 calories. So Corona partnered up with Cycle Bar Winter Park, and we got to go take a class, and it was so interesting because they sat me right in the front middle of this class. So there's a packed class. There are like 35 people in there, and for some reason they brought you in the corner, and I go, damn it.
I wasn't on the list.
Well, no, you're on the list. You're my,
I really
my
wasn't.
guest. You weren't?
No, she was like, oh, I don't see you here. And the girl's like, well, I think we had 2 cancellations. And I was like, it's fine. I was like, I'm just here to get video of my wife. Like, it's no problem at all. And she goes, oh, we actually had, we have like 15 and 41 open. I was like, honestly, it's all right. I'm just going to, And she goes, you want to do 41? And I go, sure. I was next to a woman who was like 60. And I go,
we're in the
her and I are in the right place. So we had the same pace.
The back right corner. But it was so funny because we had the conversation before going. He goes, look, I have done this beast before. I'm not going to not be able to walk for 2 weeks, and going so hard. And at first I was thinking the same thing, but then when you're there and you're in the middle and the instructor is right in front of you and everyone's kind of staring and the lights keep going right there, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta make this happen. Honestly, leaving that class, even when we got home, was I not exhausted?
Yeah.
I was terrified to wake up because I had gone so hard, but I guess that's showing me that all the running I've been doing really conditioned me, because I felt the whole time doing it that my cardio was there. That wasn't a problem. It was what really started getting me at the very end. They have these bars. So imagine a long bar, you pull it out from underneath the bike, and you start doing these and whatever it was. But I remember my arms were like shaking because you're cycling, you're going, and then doing the bar stuff. And that, I remember in my head, I was like, I need to do some more push-ups and lift some weights, because that was the most challenging for me.
But you also can't quit in a class.
No.
Because a lot of the workout we've been doing the past 3 years has all been by yourself. And even if you go to the gym by yourself and like lift weights, you still have to be self-accountable, so that if you're tired at 20 minutes in or 30 minutes in, you're like, I really should finish. But it's like you're not letting anyone down but yourself, which sounds terrible. But when you're in a class, like even me around the 22-minute mark, I remember looking down and I was like, did Alyssa say this is 40 minutes or 45 minutes? And I was looking at the timer, but like it wasn't that I was tired. It's just the pressure on my ass was hurting. Like the seat was so hard. And I even had that same problem when me and my dad went biking like a year ago.
I had that problem
hurts.
too.
You have to like get your ass, like, I don't know what it is, not your ass muscle. It just hurts. It's like you're sitting on this hard seat. So I had to keep standing, but I couldn't quit because you're in a class.
And everyone's looking at you.
So I was like, this is really great. And I was even thinking of you when it comes to like the arms and the chest, like because you're like holding on, and I felt my triceps.
And they had this whole exercise where you're spinning, but then you're holding on in front of you, but then you dip here, you dip out, you go back. Yeah. And I didn't even really realize this. A lot of cycling classes, you do this to the beat of the song, right? So normally I feel I have rhythm, but I'm saying they're cycling and I'm like, okay, wait, how do I go down, keep cycling? You know, it's just, you got to get in the rhythm of it, I guess you could say. But I do recall in the past when I've done biking, cycling, or I guess that's the same thing, the chair being a problem. Like it would hurt. Yeah. But I didn't feel that yesterday. But I don't know if maybe that's because I was standing a little bit going through.
A lot of it was standing.
But no, I saw this interesting article, because you guys know me, I always love reading up on stuff. And I did see some benefits of cycling, because I'm not a cycler. Running's usually my main jam. You like cardio running. I feel like you're a lot of weights too. But I found some of these interesting that I really, really wanted to share. I want to see what you thought too about this. So number one, of course, improved cardiovascular health. Great form of cardio. And what's really great, it's high intensity interval training. So you might have remembered this last night. It's the type of exercise that involves performing bursts of work at max effort followed by short periods of rest, which when I run, I don't usually do that. And what's really interesting, my uncle is a big runner, and he had made me this training schedule because I had talked about wanting to train for maybe a half marathon. And there's a lot of this kind of training where you go fast, then you go slower, fast, slower. Yeah. And I don't usually do that. I'm usually just like a distance gal, but I think there's so much value in this. So I found that really interesting. And that, in addition, improving your heart functioning, but it can also increase your VO2 max, how much oxygen you can use during exercise, and improve your blood pressure and insulin sensitivity. Number two, it's a low impact exercise. Which is amazing, because yet again with running, that's really hard on your body. And just, as you're getting older, you just want to make sure that you're taking care of all of your joints, your body. So we love low impact, lower body strengthening. So that's interesting.
Did you feel it? The only thing, and I know this might sound crazy, but other than the bruising that I felt that I have to get used to on my butt, I felt like massively it was calves, thighs, hamstrings. I definitely felt it in my arms and in my chest, like everywhere. But is it hitting the butt? I think so, because you're sitting up and down, right?
I don't think you feel the glutes because you have such a strong
Glutamus?
Yeah, like,
Glutamus maximus?
he was blessed. I think it's all the years of baseball, to be honest. But you've never had an issue in that region. For me, I do feel it in my glutes, and even here it's saying your glutes, quads, hamstrings, and calves are all activated when you pedal.
Oh, great.
So it does help it. I mean, I understand what you're saying. You thought it might be going up the stairs or something like that where you're done and you're like,
Yeah.
Number 4, core strengthening. So your legs aren't the only powerhouses in cycling. The unsung hero of cycling classes is the back and the core. Proper cycling form involves engaging the muscles in your torso so you don't hunch over the handlebars. I remember when we were doing the class last night, she kept telling the whole class, make sure you have your posture, you're standing up straight. So when you're cycling, it's literally good posture and you up this way instead of like hunched over and going, oh my gosh, I can barely do this. And it's really, it was kind of eye-opening for me to see that too, because I remember years ago when I used to dance growing up, posture was the big thing. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, I really need to get that back. But very, very important to have good posture and your core strengthened. What do you know? Improved posture, number 5. I didn't even say that yet. So
well, all right, yeah.
Cycling definitely can help with posture, and that's so important as we get older, you know? Got to keep it going. Number 6, better coordination. Many modern cycling classes are rhythm-based. Funny, we talked about that. Meaning you pedal along and perform choreography to a beat. With this type of riding, coordination is huge. So that's what I was looking for. Because I was sitting there cycling, and then I'm trying to get down and do all this, and I was trying to figure it out. So I'm on beat, but it's coordination. That's...
Well, and also that it's like works on balance too, because you're doing like the curls and the press ups while you're still working and keeping your core tight.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I can't really complain. I mean, it took us, so that's the interesting part of where we live here in Champions Gate, is we've got our own little ecosystem here, like Reunion, Champions Gate, and then what they call the Disney corridor. Mm-hmm. But we are 20 minutes, like our house is 20 minutes from Disney. We're 5 minutes from Champions Gate. And if you just do like a quick Google search of Champions Gate, they have this beautiful like arch, and it says Champions Gate, and it's got, and from what people are telling us, we just moved here 2.5 years ago, that it was just completely like nothing just 10 years ago. And now there's, I guess the Chili's was there. It's the busiest Chili's in all of Florida. But there's a Chili's, a Miller's, Walgreens, grocery store, Dunkin' Donuts, Wendy's. There's all these different restaurants, nail salons, and everything, all in this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, like palm tree lined like area, and it is packed. And so much so, they have a Longhorn, Olive Garden, Starbucks, and they're also building a Ford's garage, which is really exciting. This breakfast place called Kiki's, like there's just everything that's being built there, and they're building it up, and they even widened the streets. They widened the freeway entrance. And anytime you tell people from Tampa, like, well, we're from Champions Gate, they're like, that's where all the traffic starts. Because it's so centralized for this massive, like, if you had a helicopter and looked over, there are a gazillion houses in this area. And everything's packed because they're building it up. But there's, like, they need way more restaurants, which I'm sure they're going to be building, as you can tell.
Oh, they are. I can't wait for Ford's garage to
But
come.
as I Googled, I go, where's the closest workout class? In this frickin' 5-mile radius, there is no workout class. The closest gym to us that's like a significant gym, not some like small plaza gym, is like...
Is that in Claremont?
8 minutes north. Or 8 miles north, which is like 15 minutes, which isn't bad. But I'm saying like the proximity to where everything else is, someone needs to get on that. Of having like a cycle bar, a Pilates bar.
There is one gym in Reunion right next to his vet, by the Reunion vet.
But that's like a plaza.
Is it tiny? I mean, I can only imagine the classes might be small. They need to come through with a cycle bar or a yoga studio. I can see something like that being really popular. Maybe they'll do it. Hey, maybe they'll build one right by our house in that area.
Well, because if they just did like a strip mall, like not a strip mall, but like a plaza, it would be great to have like a smoothie joint, a cycling bar, like what's that where you get that like the cold plunge or the sauna room or something like that, or like what was that stuff I used to do? Cairo.
Yeah, I remember
or
that.
just like
Oh,
like a
you're
fitness,
crazy.
like they could do like it would crush here.
Now, do you think, though, they haven't done that yet because there are a lot of vacationers in this area? Are people working out on vacation?
No.
But a lot of people do live here as well. I mean,
Well, they
tons.
have. I mean, yeah, I don't think people. Maybe it's just me that doesn't work out on vacation. But I mean, these are people that live here.
There are a lot of people who live here.
It is a lot. It is
Yeah,
a lot.
I
Every
can
time I
imagine
see
that
all these
coming.
houses, I go, everyone who purchased this like, I'm like, oh, there's so much money to be made. I keep looking at all these
know,
houses, and
baby.
everywhere we drive, they're
know.
building. I've never seen anything like it coming from LA. I've never seen. You wouldn't even believe me if I told you how much is being built here. Every single street is just, even from 8 months ago, beautiful woods. You're like, oh, trees, gone. Tractors,
wild.
dirt, like just endless. And then within 4 days, 17 apartment buildings are built. You're like, what?
Fast.
It's just, I've just never seen it because LA, there's zero space to build anything.
Yeah.
And here, you'll be driving, make a right. Like when we went to do that photo shoot for the wedding photo shoot,
Yeah.
you're like in this hustle bustle city. You make a right on this street. We drive down, and all of a sudden, everything ends, and it just becomes woods. And then there's like these gates and these houses back in the woods, which I love. I was trying to talk her into it. I was like, hey, I never thought of this. This would be great. Couple acres, some four-wheelers. But you're 2 seconds from like the hustle bustle. And you just look around, and then you drive for 4 miles. You could build another whole city. Like that's how big Florida is. But I digress. We don't have a cycle bar. But now that we went yesterday, would it be that annoying if we did it twice a week? Where we just hopped in the car and maybe we did a little bit. I don't want to do later because we got home at 8. But if we left here, that's tough, man. Because we left here at 4 and didn't get home till 7:45.
I feel like us going to Winter Park from where we live, as much as I love Winter Park.
Just go to Winter Garden.
Yeah, Winter Park's a little too far. I think Winter Garden is the perfect happy medium. And Winter Garden, a lot of families live there, so they have a ton of options for working out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have the pick of the classes.
So if we have a class at 5, we leave here 4:30. The class is done at 5:45. We're home by 6:15. So it's like a little under 2 hours to get a workout in with that accountability. We can also meet people.
And I just love the feel of the accountability. You're in a class and you can't quit. I am so wildly competitive, and that's why I went so hard, because there were people around me, and I was like, I have to do well.
Yeah.
I can't just quit. If it were me alone, I'd be like, 5 minutes in, I'm done.
Well,
With cycling, because I had never done it, really.
You just got to you got to have the self-accountability, because I was also realizing for myself, if I'm going to work out, I need to get it done in the morning, because that's kind of like, all right, like I'm still just getting myself, I'm like, okay, let me just go get this done. But at night, I rarely ever work out hard. I'm more of a leisure guy. I like to work out in the morning, then go for a walk at 6. But
after dinner walk.
But as soon as you strap into that, and there's a class, so
I will say though, going hard at night gives you an excellent sound sleep. I slept like a
that's true.
baby last night.
That's true.
But
and it breaks up the we ate late, we always eat late though. We eat dinner around like 8:30 usually.
Yeah, we eat a little later than usual.
But yeah, so we've been kind of figuring out the whole like fitness journey. You've extended your damp January. It was really hard though, because there was all this Corona beer last night. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this going. I feel amazing. I've been losing a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And we have a wedding coming up at the end of March. Our good friends are getting married in Austin, and I was like, I just want to. When you wear like a suit, and especially now with real estate, with me being with a new brokerage, and I just really am going to be making a lot of videos around real estate. And if strangers are, I don't want you to say the word judging, but like, when you're making a video or presenting yourself, like at least for me internalized, when I know I'm at the weight I feel I look my best at, being able to wear a suit, feeling like when I sit that I'm not worried about my like I want to just feel and look my best so I can perform my best. And I was like, I got to keep this going, because I've been on a strict diet, and I haven't had any like cheats really. Like I have sugar, but I don't overdo it. Like if I'm going to have even McDonald's, I don't do fries or a drink. I'll just go, hey, I need a quick like double cheeseburger. It's 400 calories, got good protein, but that's it. So on a 2,100 calorie diet, that's not bad. If you get the fries and the drink, now you've destroyed your diet. But I want to keep that going. I want to try to look my best going into wearing a suit and hanging out. And we also haven't seen any of our California friends in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw anybody in California was early March of 2020, because when the pandemic hit, we were locked down for 6 months and we left during the lockdown. So we didn't get to say bye to anybody.
Yeah.
We just packed our car up and left. So it's been, by the time this wedding is, it'll be 3
3
full years
years.
since we've seen any California friends. So it's going to be so nice.
Crazy.
I've never been to Austin. I can't wait to check it
You know
out.
what's so crazy too? Our friends getting married. The last cycling class that we did was at our friend Justine's nonprofit cycling event. So isn't that odd?
Yeah, that was the Pasadena one.
Yeah, that was the Pasadena one. And also, funny enough too, our friends Justine Garcia and Ryan Pinkston, they were probably one of our first guests on our show all those years ago. Like maybe in the top 10. And our friend Ryan, he is an actor. He's working on Young Rock now. I think he just wrapped season 3.
Part. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has shouted him out. Like he's been an actor forever. He started off as like a child actor. He did
Punk'd. Do you guys remember with Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
He was so funny. I mean, so talented. Beyond.
He's one of the funniest people.
Yeah.
Like just inherently just really, really funny. And he's also one of the most like kind, sweet, caring people. Like genuinely like cares.
And that's why he and Justine are perfect. She's the same way. Such big hearts.
They're very, very, very cool people, and they're both just doing so amazing in life, and it's just nice to go celebrate their love, celebrate their success, and it's good. I'm really looking forward to it because Austin is just on. Everyone's talking about Austin.
You've never been.
No, we drove through Texas.
Texas.
We stayed in El Paso, San Antonio. I've been to Dallas. We had that work convention in Dallas before.
Oh, yeah.
But I've never been to Austin. So we're going to check it out. They're getting married on a Friday, and I think this is brilliant. They're getting married on a Friday, and then they have like a day planned on Saturday for the whole entire like friend group to all go hang out, where it's not the same day as the wedding, or like you wake up on Sunday, you have a hungover brunch, and then everyone gets back on the plane, and you're like, where are you sitting today? I'm in the back. It's like you get all day Saturday to chill.
And they can be relaxed because they're married. Sometimes with wedding trips, the bride and groom are probably a little stressed, a little anxious right before their big day.
Now they're like,
now
it's done.
They can go hang with their friends, and I'm thrilled. I haven't been to Austin though, and I want to say maybe 15 years, but I remember loving it back in the day. So
we'll
really
check it out.
Excited for that. It's going to be an awesome time. Can't wait to see our friends.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But we're gonna take off. We got up extra early today just to have our. We were gonna film last night, but then we had the class. We're like, let's get up early, and we're gonna do it. I kind of like this morning energy, so we'll have to think about that in the future. We are, however, gonna go on another hiatus here on the Freddie and Alyssa show. We don't really have a date yet of when we're gonna come back, but as always, if you're subscribed on Facebook, YouTube, and iTunes, you will get that notification when we do post again and come back. And we'll post about it on Instagram.
Keep up with us on IG for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to be posting everything that's going on. But
we'll be back.
And we'll be back. So we love you. Have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic February.
Thank you,
and we will
have a great
see
rest
you
of your
soon.
February.
All right. See you later,
Bye,
everyone.
y'all.